Yeah, you see, I got bored counting sheep, so I decided I would count something more exciting than sheep.
Ernie!
So I decided to count fire engines, Bert.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst things Ernie has done to Bert.
Why did the vacuum cleaner on? What's that, Bert? I can't hear you. I said, why'd you turn the vacuum cleaner on? Oh, because you said you couldn't sleep with the sound of the radio. But this way, why you can't hear that old radio hardly at all.
At least I can drink some soda. Soda is nice and quiet, huh, Bert? And there we are, all finished.
Yeah. Can I get up now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well?
There you go. Well, what?
Well, how do I look?
Well, you look with your eyes, Bert.
For this list, we're taking a look at the most inconsiderate and heinous things Ernie has done to his roommate. How he hasn't been evicted yet, we'll never know. What do you think is the worst thing Ernie has done to Bert? Share with us in the comments below. Number 10. Using Bert's clothes to dress a snowman.
Come on, let's go home and eat. I'm hungry.
Bert! You can't go home.
Why?
I mean, we can't leave the snowman here.
It's a cold winter's day on Sesame Street, and Ernie has built the perfect snowman. It's so perfect, in fact, that Ernie starts to wonder if the snowman will get cold and alone while he's away. Despite Bert talking Ernie through the difference between being alive and, well, not, his roommate refuses to leave. At least, not without giving the snowman some clothes.
Bert, I can't leave him out in the cold like this. Oh, I can't leave you, snowman.
He immediately swipes Bert's hat and places it on the snowman before he takes Bert's scarf as well. Just before they leave, we catch Bert sneezing. Yep, Ernie not only stole Bert's clothes and left them out to get cold and wet, he may have gotten his friend sick.
I don't believe this.
Hey, Bert.
What?
You shouldn't stand out here in the snow without your hat and your scarf. You'll catch cold.
Number 9. Counting fire engines.
See, that's one.
What was that?
That's just my first sheep. Don't worry, Bert. Just go in back to sleep.
Have you ever tried counting sheep to fall asleep? Ernie has, and frankly, he didn't find it all that interesting. So what does he do instead? He counts fire engines.
I'd like to count something more exciting than sheep. I know. I think I'll count fire engines. How about that? Okay, here we go.
What is it? What? I'm up.
What he doesn't or does seem to realize is that each one he counts emits an incredible amount of noise, enough to make Bert spring out of bed in a panic. Bert becomes so flustered that he suggests Ernie count something much quieter like balloons. Alas, this quickly proves to be the loudest of them all. Didn't think Ernie had some psychic power to create objects and noises with his mind.
One.
Number 8. Refusing to help with groceries. We're only 2 entries in, and we can already think of a few words to describe Ernie. Inconsiderate, obnoxious, and now lazy.
Ernie, aren't you going to help me, or are you just going to sit there and do nothing?
Nothing? Why, Bert, how can you say I'm doing nothing? Don't you realize at this very moment how many things I'm doing, Bert?
In this sketch, Bert walks in with his arms full of groceries, clearly struggling. When he asks Ernie for help, Ernie claims he's doing a lot of things already. What could these important and exhausting tasks be? Breathing, smelling, hearing? Basically, just existing.
I'm smelling.
Oh, Ernie.
I'm smelling fresh bread that somebody is baking in the neighborhood, Bert.
It's in the bag here.
Even with Bert still struggling to carry the groceries in, Ernie chooses to go take a nap.
You know what I'm going to do now?
What? You're going to help me, yes?
No, I'm going to go take a nap, Bert. I'll see you.
Number 7. Starting a fight at the movies.
Hey, Bert.
Huh?
This is a scary movie, Bert.
Yeah. Shh, Ernie.
So, you can't take Ernie to the park, you can't expect him to go to sleep peacefully, and you can't expect him to help around the house. Surely he has to know how to conduct himself at a movie theater, right? Wrong. So terribly wrong. This sketch sees Bert and Ernie watching a rather emotional movie at the theater.
This is a very sad movie, Bert.
Ernie, come on now, will ya?
Will you please be
He's
quiet?
sad.
However, Ernie overreacts to the different scenes and creates such a ruckus that it lands Bert in trouble. A few patrons wind up getting out of their seats to confront him while Ernie just sits back and continues watching the movie. You gotta wonder if he's just doing these things on purpose now.
Just a minute, I know how to deal with your side, fella. Come here now. Here, I want to talk to you. Look, we've been trying to see this movie. I don't care what you want. It's not him. You're the one that's doing all the...
Number 6. Not sharing his umbrella.
Yeah, hey, can I get under the umbrella there with you, huh?
You know how I feel, Bert? I feel so happy.
Before Ernie practically made his roommate freeze and get sick just to dress up a snowman, he made Bert sick through his own intentional negligence. Bert finds Ernie enjoying the rain under an umbrella and asks if he can get underneath it with him. However, Ernie deliberately puts his hand in front of Bert just so he can talk about how he feels about the rain.
And I'm just really mad.
I know what you mean, Ernie. Yeah, I know what you mean, but we can discuss that under the umbrella, right? Okay?
Isn't it interesting, Bert?
Our pigeon enthusiast asks several times if he can get under the umbrella, only for Ernie to eventually walk away, leaving Bert wet, cold, and once again, sick. The worst part? The umbrella Ernie had was actually Bert's.
How do you feel?
Wet, Ernie. I feel very, very, very wet, Ernie.
Oh, of course you're wet. Where's your umbrella?
My umbrella. You have my umbrella.
Oh. Oh, gee, thanks, Bert. Oh, I'll see you around, huh?
Number 5. Burying Bert.
Hey, Bert, isn't this a nice hole here? Hey, Bert. Hey, what happened to my friend Bert? He was here just a moment ago.
Burying your friends in the sand can be fun in its own way. But remember, this is Ernie we're talking about. He'll do whatever is going to entertain himself, even if it's to the dismay of others. So imagine how far he'll go when burying Bert in the sand. He's so busy digging that he ends up losing track of where Bert is. Thankfully, Sherlock Hemlock enters the scene and reveals that Ernie had buried his roommate up to his nose.
Well, as you were digging this hole, you threw the sand on top of your friend Bert, who was sitting here, and you buried him up to his beach hat.
While the ducky-obsessed klutz tries to dig Bert out, he quickly buries Sherlock in the process. Come on, man. Rule number 1. Watch where you're flinging sand.
Yeah, thanks, Ernie. Thanks a lot, Ern.
Oh, don't thank me. Thank Mr. Hemlock here.
Who?
Mr. Hemlock here.
Where?
Mr. Hemlock! Oh, no.
Number 4. Creating more noise.
Do you hear that? Sounds like water dripping, you know?
We could have lumped this in with the time Ernie counted fire engines and balloons, but this was too obnoxious for it to not be its own thing. Just as they're tucking themselves into bed, Bert notices the sound of a leaky faucet. Turns out, his roommate had left the faucet running a little bit. Politely, he asks Ernie to investigate and take care of the noise. Ernie abides, but as expected, it's under his own conditions.
Well, Ernie will take care of it, all right.
Good.
Instead of fixing the leak, he creates more noise by turning on loud music, which he soon drowns out by turning the vacuum cleaner on. Bert soon gets up and takes care of it himself, and finally, he's ready for a good night's sleep. Except...
Ernie, you're snoring. Ernie! It's not fair.
Number 3. Shaving all of Bert's hair.
You're not serious, Ernie.
Oh, of course I'm serious.
Yep, we're digging up another incident from the old days. Ernie has decided to put his barber skills to the test and opens up his own quaint little barber shop. And Bert somehow manages to get tricked into being his first customer.
Are you sure you know what you're
Don't
doing,
worry
Ernie?
about it, Bert. I know
You
what
sure?
I'm doing. Oh, of course.
Oh, boy.
Sure, I know all about barbering.
Now, not too much off the top, okay?
Even though Bert deliberately says not to make his hair too short, Ernie unsurprisingly gets carried away and simply cuts off all his hair. Rather than help fix the problem he's caused, Ernie gives Bert a book, telling him he can read it while he waits for his hair to grow back.
There you go, Bert.
What is that, a book?
Mm-hmm.
A book won't make my hair grow faster.
No, but it'll give you something to do while you're waiting.
Number 2. Getting Bert thrown out of a theater.
Hey, Bert. Bert. I brought some stuff along to eat. You want something to eat?
No.
It's one thing to get a friend into a confrontation with people. It's another to get them straight up thrown out of the place. That's exactly what Ernie accomplishes in this sketch. Once again, Ernie proves to be the noisiest person in the room.
Ernie, I said to be quiet. Shh, those peanut shells are making too much noise. Now come on, will ya? We're trying to watch the movie.
He pesters Bert with questions, eats his food loudly, and even drinks soda in an obnoxious way. This infuriates his roommate so much that Bert starts yelling at him. Unfortunately, the usher walks into the room and assumes Bert is the one causing so much noise.
And be quiet!
All right. I heard there was somebody down here making a lot of noise.
Well, now.
And you're the guy. Come on, out you go.
What?
Rather than be honest and apologize for his behavior, Ernie watches his friend get escorted out of the theater and steals his seat. The absolute scum!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Leaving Bert to the lambs.
Sometimes I have trouble falling asleep, but it's not so bad.
Not again.
To us, it's one of Sesame Street's best songs. For Bert, it's the worst experience he's ever endured. For the number known as I Dance Myself to Sleep, Ernie gets up in the middle of the night and starts dancing with the Boogie Woogie sheep as a way to make himself drowsy. Of course, this wakes up Bert, but the worst has yet to come.
Got some partners I can count on called the Boogie Woogie Sheep.
What?
I dance myself to sleep.
I don't believe this.
After Ernie and his ducky blare their bugle, the sheep pick up Bert and begin to carry him outside. Adding to the disrespect, Ernie acknowledges the sheep taking Bert outside and does nothing to stop them.
Well, I'm getting kind of drowsy, so the moment has come to grab my rubber ducky while the sheep take my chum. Time to shuffle off to dreamland, got a date to keep. We'll dance ourselves to sleep.
We're starting to think Sesame Street isn't all sunshine anymore, at least if you're living with Ernie. Poor Bert.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.